Right now on the Weekly Pulse, a natural way to help those suffering from allergies and asthma.
And are you one of the many who suffers from back pain? We've got a solution for you. It doesn't involve surgery or drugs. It's all coming up next on the Weekly Pulse.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Weekly Pulse, Northeast Ohio's first television show dedicated to health and wellness with a focus on women. I'm Amy Castelli.
And I'm Eileen McShea, and tonight we have a little something for everyone, especially if you have allergies, back pain, or if you're dealing with aging parents.
Right. And also something that a lot of us don't like to talk about or even deal with, end-of-life planning. It's a story you'll want to see.
But first, let's get back to those allergies. We have something that I bet you haven't tried.
And it works with allergies and for those suffering any respiratory illnesses. And it's good for your skin.
Right. We're talking about the Holistic Halo Salt Spa in North Royalton.
My wife and I come here often. We both enjoy the benefits. Every day I come out, I breathe better. I have a lot of respiratory issues, which are gone because of the salt therapy. It's opened up my lungs, which used to be really tight, and now I can actually breathe nice and freely. It's just a wonderful experience overall.
I came across the idea on Facebook, believe it or not. A friend of mine had saw a salt spa in the Columbus area. Something just kept catching my eye with it, and as I looked closer and closer and did more research, I realized it was great for respiratory and skin conditions. My own daughter has mild asthma, and I thought, I need to take her. There must be one in the Cleveland area. And when I couldn't find one, my wheels started turning and voila, here we are. So the benefits of halo therapy is that basically you're taking into your body microground particles of medical grade salt in this case, and it gets deep into your nasal passages, your sinus cavity, and your airway and lungs, lands on your skin, gets in your ears, and everywhere it's touching, it's basically acting like a cleanser, if you will, and killing bacteria, reducing inflammation. It relieves allergies, asthma, COPD, any type of bronchitis, respiratory condition you can possibly think of, as well as for the skin. Eczema, psoriasis, and it even has wonderful anti-aging properties, which everyone loves. We start out with our family-friendly salt box room. It looks like a day at the beach. So kids of all ages, my age included, love to get in there and play in the salt. There's over 2,000 pounds of crushed Himalayan salt. So you really do feel like you're getting that time at the beach. We have the infrared sauna unit at our facility as well, which is a wonderful detoxing service as well. It's very different than traditional sauna in that infrared heats your body up from the inside out, which allows your body to rid itself of toxins and heavy metals. It's a huge metabolism booster. You can burn up to 600 calories in 45 minutes. And it chases away the winter blues, which I think all of us here in Cleveland are subject to, unfortunately, when it's dark and gloomy. It mimics all the positive effects of the sun without the harmful UV rays. Our Tranquility Treatment Room is totally a retreat for a single person. We do a lot of different therapies in there, but the feature therapy is our signature Halo massage, which is a full 60-minute massage that has heated salt stones that are part of the session, which help exfoliate and again, producing those negative ions onto your skin. The table is heated with a salt mat on top. We're the only one in the area that has it. So it gives that effect of a warm sandy beach that you're laying on, almost memory foam-like, conforming to your body. We diffuse aromatherapy of your choice. We have Himalayan salt foot scrubs. And then we also offer other therapies such as Reiki and reflexology in that room as well. So my daughter does have mild asthma, and she had eczema as a baby and other skin conditions. And since we opened, it has been fabulous for her. She has spent a lot of time here. She's even participated in our kids' yoga. And normally this time of year, we're doing breathing treatments for her asthma every night. And I think we've done one, which is fantastic because this is the worst season for her. There's a lot of details that have been put into this spa and make it very unique from any other day spa or salt spa for that matter. And I think you can see that at every corner.
That was the coolest place.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, and even like that little play area for the kids, adults go in there too, and you can just relax and pretend you're at the beach. It's wonderful.
I am scheduled to go.
Me too.
Okay, so let's talk about back pain. If you're one of the millions of people who suffer from back pain, you know how debilitating it can be. And in fact, it's one of the most common reasons that people miss work and go to the doctor.
That's true. And there's a place in Solon that is literally changing people's lives. They're trying out spinal decompression therapy with Dr. Hoover.
A lot of our patients come in and they're just besides themselves, and they come in with their spouse, and they've been to a lot of different places. They've tried everything is what they usually say. A lot of people want to exhaust everything naturally first. That's where a lot of people start to do some research, and they might find non-surgical spinal decompression.
I couldn't lift anything, I couldn't do yard work. I literally couldn't sleep through the night. I would wake up and have to walk around for an hour just to get the pain to start to subside enough that I could sleep a little bit. And it really got to a breaking point when I was on a road trip, and I had to stop about every hour to get out and walk around because the burning in my leg and the pain was just so bad that I couldn't even take it. At first, I didn't get a lot of answers when I went to my regular doctor, but then I came here to see Dr. Hoover, and from the moment we met, he started analyzing what was going on with my back, and that's when he suspected that there was some herniation happening, and so we started some treatment. There was a little discomfort when I first started the decompression therapy, but that was very minimal. I mean, because the relief set in. I was shocked that after the first 2 treatments, how much better I was feeling already. It was crazy to me. Within a month of treatments, I was moving around again and doing things, and now it's been a year, and I was out hiking in Yosemite with a full backpack, and that's something I would have never done a year ago.
What is non-surgical spinal decompression?
It helps the spine to heal with the active tissue that's already in your spine. So a lot of people might not know that once you've had an injury, like a disc herniation, or if you just have degeneration that a lot of people get throughout their lives, that the spine can still heal itself. And the way that it does that is with healthy tissue that is still in the disc, but it doesn't necessarily have a good blood flow. So what this is able to do is to create a negative pressure that draws blood flow, and that blood flow brings in oxygen deep into the disc, and that helps the active tissue to repair and regenerate the spine that's been damaged.
What type of injuries do you treat?
We treat disc bulges, stenosis, and sometimes that stenosis is secondary to a disc bulge or something called degeneration. Some of those conditions could cause the symptoms of sciatica, which is just a word that means that you have pain in your leg. But when someone comes in and they say, "Dr. Hoover, I have sciatica," what is that? It's just a symptom of one of the other diagnoses. I'm still looking for a diagnosis at that point.
And tell me about Tom. Is he typical?
Honestly, I gave Tom about a 10% chance of healing up. His disc herniation was so severe, it's what's classified as an extrusion. So the disc material hasn't just bulged, it hasn't just protruded, it has extruded fully outside of the disc. So in that scenario, that is very, very touch and go. Maybe 10% of people would get better from that. His case specifically, we were still optimistic because he wasn't doing anything that was aggravating his condition. The before and after images were 1 month and 3 days apart, to where in July he had this gigantic disc extrusion, and a month and 3 days later it had healed from the decompression that we had done.
No surgery, no drugs, no medication. I just came in for regular adjustments and then the decompression therapy. Between those two, it was life-changing for me.
That really does work, and that's something I learned. I've heard of it for years, but spinal decompression can actually cause your spine to heal.
It's so worth a phone call because so many times people give up and they think, well, there's nothing that can fix my problem, but this looks really promising.
Yeah, don't give up. Call Dr. Hoover. Coming up, helpful advice for your aging parents. find out how to protect their assets.
Plus, enjoying all the luxury of the lake without all the hassle. Why buy a boat when you can join the club?
Holy Family Hospice is here to walk with you, to answer honestly those difficult questions. Let Holy Family Hospice be a part of your healthcare plan. Holy Family.
Serving the community for over 60 years.
Dreaming of new flooring? Shaw Floors will make it happen. With huge savings and 12 months free financing on carpet, hardwood, vinyl, and more. Make your dreams come alive. It's the summer kickoff sale here at Carpet Country Flooring and Design Center.
I couldn't lift anything, I couldn't do yard work.
The before and after images were 1 month and 3 days apart. In July, he had this gigantic disc extrusion, and a month and 3 days later, it had healed from the decompression that we had done.
No surgery, no drugs. I just came in for regular adjustments and then the decompression therapy. It was life-changing for me.
Call the Solon Spine and Wellness Center at 440-248-5070 or go to solonbackpain.com.
Thanks for joining us for the Weekly Pulse. We are now going to talk about a topic that a lot of us tend to avoid even talking about, but we really shouldn't.
Right, and we're talking about end-of-life planning, and there are so many decisions to make. Funeral arrangements, cemeteries, where are the documents?
Yeah, a lot of financial things too that turns into emotional problems later. Sharon Stephula is a family advisor and healthcare consultant, and she helps to guide people through this process.
Sharon, why is pre-planning so important?
I find that pre-planning has really helped so many families. And in my long career as a geriatric nurse practitioner, as going through it personally, I lost 2 moms last year. I used to work with so many families at need. That was an unexpected death, and the emotional roller coaster ride that they went through was unnecessary. We are trying to pre-plan, and I know hospitals, I work with hospitals with advanced directives. We're really trying to push forward, with that, so that death is part of life. And what's more important is what's between the birth date and the day that you pass on. The first step is, gaining the knowledge. When you understand that there's probably more than 60 items that you need to plan for a funeral and a loss of a loved one. And if you don't have the knowledge, you can't help that family. You can help them with the knowledge, but if they don't know it ahead of time, they're already doing an at-need expense, and there can be no way that that could be financially helpful.
What is it that you do to help families?
I'm a freelance family advisor, and I try to help families that come to me, either at church or at a funeral, so that I can help them.
The Family Heritage Program, this allows people to actually create a story online using video and pictures. Tell me a little bit about this technology.
So Family Heritage really helps the families memorialize it for generations to come. It provides a unique avenue for the QR code or the memory code that is planted on whatever headstone or bench that you choose. That provides an avenue for the generations to come, especially the millennial and the high-tech generation right behind us. If you want a collage of photographs that are still, or if you want to add a video, it is whatever you want for that family.
Pre-planning isn't just for wealthy people, it's for everybody.
The stigma that's attached to things that are unaffordable is not the case anymore. There are monthly plans that can be taken out for years. We try to reach out to families that are in need.
This can be very emotional if you don't pre-plan.
Now, there's a lot of families that want to be cremated or traditional burial, but they don't know the packages that we can reasonably give to them ahead of time. I've seen a lot of emotional spending at need. A lot of funerals are so costly, and at the end of the life, is that how you want to spend your money? I believe that you would want to have a generation after generation memorialize your life at the cost that would be reasonable for you. So we're looking at, pre-planning as less emotional spending. We're looking at the financial side. We're looking at the complete person, the complete family. We're reaching out to those that need help in pre-planning. They don't know what is out there for them, and I believe that if you prepare them and you have the knowledge, you empower that family.
It's truly the greatest gift you can give your family is pre-planning, and to be educated and have your financial documents in order. It makes the grieving process go more smoothly.
And that's true. And you were at my dad's funeral. That's something, everything was pre-planned. It was just all done for us, so we celebrated his life. It was wonderful.
And your dad, he worked hard his whole life.
He did.
And I'll tell you, that is really goes hand in hand with the next topic we're going to talk about.
Yes, we're talking about elder law, and there is nobody better than Matt Deliberato to help protect your assets. What is elder law?
Elder law is a myriad of different topics. I think it's a very broad description of what we do. I don't like the term because no one thinks they're elderly, and rightly so, but it encompasses everything from Medicaid planning to estate planning to wills, trusts, probate, trust administration, power of attorneys. It's a general term that we use in estate planning.
Explain the sandwich generation.
And the sandwich generation are those kids who are taking care of mom and dad, but they're also still raising kids. We're kind of caught in the middle. And it's tough for those people because we're worried about going to school with one generation and the next, how am I going to make it through the day? It's a very tough situation, and it's what we do to help those people get through that situation. So anyone that calls in, we ask them to come to an educational workshop. It's no cost to them, and we spend with them an hour and a half, and we teach the basics of estate planning and how to protect your assets at a very base level. We can't talk like we're attorneys because not everyone is an attorney. And as attorneys, sometimes we forget that. So we want you to come in, get the education, so that you can make a good decision about what plan makes sense for you.
How does Medicare and Medicaid play into this?
You know, as you may know, Medicare is a program that everyone who attains age 65 is entitled to. Medicaid is a program and it's needs-based, meaning when you have a need, we'll pay. So in Ohio, like every other state, if I need to go into a nursing home, I have to use all of my own funds until they're gone, and then the program is there. Fortunately today, there are rules for us that we can do things to make that different for your family and help them protect what they've saved their entire life for.
How do you prevent losing a lifetime of savings when you're looking for care?
So we are creatures of habit. We save, we save, we save. And what I find is that if we don't plan, that can all be used for care, for a lawsuit, creditors, anything that could happen bad to you. That's what we do. We say, how do you take this money that you've saved a lifetime for and make sure that it's not susceptible to your, what I call predators? Years ago, it used to be, we just ask you, who do you want as your executor? Who do you want as your power of attorney? And we get documents in place and say, thank you, goodbye. Today, we feel knowledge is power. The client has to understand what plan they're doing and why they're selecting it. Otherwise, I tell them they shouldn't be planning at all. Because there's a study that shows that 96 out of 100 people have a plan that won't work in the way they think it will work for them. So it's so imperative for us to make sure that the client is educated and again makes the right decision for them. It's interesting because I was raised in a funeral home and I was a funeral director who went to law school, and what I've realized is the compassion for these families who are going through such an emotional turmoil. It's just as important as the legal work we do. When you talk about estate planning, I think it's a generic term that people get marketed all the time for services of estate planning, and we don't know what that means. But what we show people is not only how to help them legally, financially, but we're there for them emotionally all the time.
Boy, Matt has such good information, and it is true that one little health issue can just wipe out a lifetime of savings.
He has such good guidance. Totally worth calling.
Coming up, how you can have your choice from a fleet of boats without the hassle of owning one.
And if you would like us to feature a story relating to health, wellness, or your lifestyle, visit us at theweeklypulse.com.
I couldn't lift anything, I couldn't do yard work.
The before and after images were 1 month and 3 days apart. In July, he had this gigantic disc extrusion, and a month and 3 days later, it had healed from the decompression that we had done.
No surgery, no drugs. I just came in for regular adjustments and then the decompression therapy. It was life-changing for me.
Call the Solon Spine and Wellness Center at 440-248-5070 or go to solonbackpain.com.
Kick off the summer at Carpet Country Flooring and Design Center. Whatever your budget, Shaw Floors will fit your style. Carpet, hardwood, vinyl, and more. And up to 12 months free financing. The savings are huge and it's going on now at Carpet Country Flooring and Design Center.
When someone you love has been diagnosed with a life-limiting illness, Holy Family Hospice offers comfort, hope, and support. We know it's a priority to spend time with loved ones in the comfort of your own home. Holy Family.
Serving the community for over 60 years.
Welcome back to the Weekly Pulse, now our lifestyle segment. Have you ever wanted a boat?
Yes, that would be a yes.
But not the work.
But not this time of year either, because everyone's scrambling to get their boats out of the water.
Sure.
Well, we have a way for you to enjoy a boat year-round without the hassle.
Hi, Eileen. Welcome. We're so glad you came to visit us today out here at Catawba Island Marina South.
Explain the Freedom Boat Club. How does it work?
We are a membership boating club where we consider ourselves hassle-free boating. We take care of the boat, we maintain the boat, we dock the boat, we pay for all dock fees, insurance. All our member does is reserve the boat and enjoy their day out on the Lake Erie, which is right behind us and a beautiful gem that's in our area that everybody needs to be able to take advantage of.
What is hassle-free boating?
We take care of all of those things that individuals don't like to do that have been a boat owner in the past. From the moment they arrive at the marina, our dock hands are there to help them with carry their things onto the boat, make sure that they're comfortable, everything is set, and they go through the checklist. They have to, be certified that they know where everything is before they go out, and they sign off on that. And we're family friendly and pet friendly, so we encourage people to bring their pets on board if with a life jacket, of course, as well as bring their friends and family with them too. Because we are a part of a franchise system, there are 142 other locations across the country. So if you're a member here in Freedom Boat Club Lake Erie, you're eligible to boat at all those other locations across the country, coast to coast, and there's several in Canada as well, 4 times a year.
We do have a lot of people, that's why they join. They have family or older, their families are down there and they go down, and rather than renting a boat for $700 or $800 a day, the membership all at once gets covered.
What about safety? How do you keep people safe?
Safety is our #1 priority, and we provide unlimited training. We put our membership types into 3 categories: those that have been boaters in the past, those that have boated with their families, but then we also have people that want to try out boating and have never been a boater. So one of our priorities is we provide unlimited training. Before we allow a member out on a boat, on one of our boats, they have to go through a training procedure with one of our certified trainers at one of the locations. The most important thing is that they feel comfortable and confident in maneuvering the boat.
And with regard to training, it's really like a plane. It's the takeoff and landings that cause the fear within an individual. So we spend a lot of time with them. Just relax, take your time. You don't have to go fast.
Who does hassle-free boating appeal to?
What we found that in our 3 locations here at Catawba, this is the retirees, individuals who on the other side of this little hill have started with 50-foot boats. They've moved down to a 35 or 30-foot center console, and at some point they just go, I'm done. I don't want the hassle. They can drive over here in their golf cart or in their car, They make a reservation, they hop on the boat, they bring it back, and they're in heaven. The opposite is true in Rocky River, where most of them are younger families. They don't have the time. Both individuals are working. They don't have the time to take care of a boat. So they can come down, spend 2 or 3 hours family time, bring the boat back, and they're happy. It's done what it wants to do. And so those boats typically will turn 3 times a day.
The best part of that is if you're traveling, you can find a Freedom Boat Club just about anywhere.
That's outstanding for anybody who's going anywhere, right? For those suffering from respiratory illness or eczema that would like to try a more natural method to help relieve their symptoms, visit Holistic Halo Salt Spa at hhsaltspa.com. To learn more about spinal decompression therapy for back pain, visit Dr. Huber's website at solonbackpain.com. To sign up for an educational workshop or to speak one-on-one with an attorney about elder law, contact Matt Deliberato at the Deliberato Law Center at icanprotect.com. If you would like help with end-of-life planning, call Sharon Stephula, family advisor and healthcare consultant, at 216-536-0490. And for a hassle-free alternative to owning a boat, and for more information on the Freedom Boat Club, visit their website at freedomboatclub.com.
Thanks for joining us on the Weekly Pulse. If you have any ideas on stories relating to health, wellness, finances, let us know at theweeklypulse.com.
Yeah, and thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next week for the Weekly Pulse.
Finances, let us know.
Let's take a look at the whole...
Holy Family Hospice is here to walk with you, to answer honestly those difficult questions. Let Holy Family Hospice be a part of your healthcare plan. Holy Family.
Serving the community for over 60 years.